What's up, guys? We are back once again, and we are finally going to be looking over this movie, Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi, whichever pronunciation you guys prefer. Now, again, I'm going to go into my thoughts, the storyline, plot, everything. There was a lot of inspirations for this film. First off, what were y'all thoughts of the movie? I went into this. No spoilers. I went into this very, very clear-headed. Very clear-headed. And I know there was a lot of controversy around this film. If it was going to do well, if it was going to flop, all this other kind of stuff. Now, again, this gives you the old school kind of kung fu, old school type of a film. But it's a Marvel film. And again, that's not a bad thing. I love old school kung fu movies. I grew up on that. I'm a martial artist. I love martial arts. I love it. I have nothing but respect for it, and I love anything that has to do with martial arts as long as it's amazing. And for the entirety of the film, you go through of the story of Shang-Chi, of not only his past but his present. And it was interesting because they go back and forth between the past of, his father, the actual Mandarin, and then you also get to find out who his mother is. And they both come from different backgrounds. Like, his mother is a warrior from a secret society, and his father is a conqueror and using the Ten Rings for power. And then we see where that later on, when they get together, he lives his old ways, raises the kids into both ways, and you see where his father later on trains his son to be an assassin because of his mother getting killed by gangsters, because they wanted revenge on his father, took it out on her, and Shang actually witnessed his mother being killed. So, and then also with his sister, she trained in the shadows because they did not want a woman training like a man in this. And she actually learns how to be a fighter. And that's what we see in parts of the movie. And I gotta say this, Sean or Shang, however he was pronounced, with his friend Katie, she was absolutely amazing. I already stated she was going to possibly steal the movie. Aquafina, she's absolutely amazing. She's hilarious. And she was. I laughed pretty good times in this movie. There's a couple times where she came across as annoying, but then she went from annoying to lovable to likable to hilarious. And I think it was great, and I really liked her character. Her being best friends with Shang, and then finding out that he is the son of the Mandarin / him being able to be a massive martial artist, and find out his lineage also is where he comes from. And we also get to see a lot of different cameos in this film. We see a cameo from Abomination and Wong from Doctor Strange, and that was cool, but at the same time it was disappointing because I thought it was going to be Shang versus the Abomination, and again, don't know the reason why Wong would be working with Abomination, so I don't know the reason for that. I just felt like that was poorly executed, and the story itself, it was alright, but at the same time was, okay, what exactly was the effort here? And it kind of seemed like there was a lot of inspiration. Again, there's dragons in this film, which I love. I love that. There was a lot of inspiration from different animes. Dragon Ball was one, if you catch it, because again, there is a Dragon Ball reference in here. There is a reference for Pokemon, if you see it, because there's an animal in this world that looks like Ninetales, and it looks really beautiful. Let me say this. The shots in this film was gorgeous. I will say that. The shots in this film were absolutely gorgeous. The way that they did it, the coloring, the martial arts, the way that they did that on the building, going down the bamboo for the building was absolutely amazing. Kind of reminded me of that scene from Rush Hour in a way, but at the same time, it was still funny, especially when he's trying to tell her, come down, and she's looking, she's, oh, hell no, I ain't doing that. Like, it's funny. It's one of those where it's a good film. It's a good film to the point of, if you want a good action film, you want a story, you want something that has to do with if you want something different in Marvel. And again, this for a long time didn't really feel like a Marvel film. It didn't. At times it did, at times it didn't. That's the way I feel. Again, I am very proud that we finally got to see something a little different in the Marvel Universe, and finally actually getting to see who the actual Mandarin was. And we even get to see Ben Kingsley return as the so-called Mandarin, Trevor, in Iron Man 3. So it kind of gets what happened. You know, it got shown of what happened to him, that he was taken by the actual Mandarin because of what he did and the events in Iron Man 3, and they connect, and he's been a prisoner now there for over 7 years, and then he becomes a more of like an entertainer for the Mandarin and his people. So the entirety of the film was, again, where the Mandarin was trying to bring back his wife. He was trying to bring back his wife, and he thought that she was speaking to him, but unfortunately it was not. It was these creatures, these soul eaters, that Shang and his sister finds out later on, that is manipulating their father to release them by using her voice. Other people have had that happen throughout the centuries, and they've been protecting it so that way this creature cannot come out. And then they find a story of what happened centuries ago, and that the 10 rings are the only thing that are able to go through to be able to release this being. And the whole entire time, Shang and his father don't see eye to eye, obviously, but there is a mutual respect for both of them at the end of the day, because I'm not trying to give so much away, but he evidently knows of what he does, and he realized what he did was wrong, and he ends up giving Shang the 10 rings to go, okay, look, I know I screwed up and I have to pay for my sins, but I'm passing them to you because this is going to be our best chance for survival. So I think that they did this very well. I think the acting was alright. I don't think that this is the best Marvel movie, but it's an enjoyable one. It felt like they were trying to give, if they mixed Ninja Assassin with Black Panther and something else. Now again, this was heavily Asian influence. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, there was a lot of marketing problems behind this. They were trying to make it a little more personal behind the scenes. And I hate when movies do that. And I hate when actors or the company or something want to make fun of either the fans or someone that... there was so much controversy behind this film. And I'm not going to talk about that because, again, you guys can look it up. But again, I was just wanting to go see this film because I am a Marvel fan, because I was interested in learning about this character. Because we don't know a lot about Shang-Chi. We don't. And again, at the end of the day, is this a good film? Again, is it better than, let's say, Black Panther? I'd say no. Is it better than Spider-Man Homecoming? I'd say yes. Is it better than Black Widow? A little bit better than Black Widow. I would say a tiny bit better than Black Widow. Not like outstanding, but a lot better. Now, if I had to choose a rating for this film, like I normally do with any of my reviews, I'd give it either a 7 or a 7.5. I think there are certain things in this that they did not really need to bring up. I like the fact that they kept going back and forth to the past, to the present, showing how Shang went back from being a child to who he is, and knowing about his heritage and knowing where he comes from and about his mother and everything else. But again, it's just interesting, and I like how they gave more insight on his mother. I liked how they gave insight on him and his sister, as well as some of the other characters. And with the tie-in with Iron Man 3, I didn't like the fact that they didn't do anything really with the Abomination. They didn't really explain why Wong was there. At the very end of the film, Wong has to get him and Katie to go with him. So it really kind of goes back and forth, where there wasn't really a lot of questions answered of reason why he was not shown during when Thanos came to Earth. They did bring up the 7-year gap, so that was brought up. But again, it really didn't give much of a reason of why he was not around. So that kind of gave me a little bit of a bummed out scenario. But again, there were things about this acting. I think it was alright. There were some scenes where you could tell the martial arts didn't really go par with it. I think that maybe either they went too fast. You could tell they missed a few things. And I think the characters were well done, I think. I don't think there was really... to me, there was no woke or SJW agenda in this. This ain't the first time I think that there has been a certain ethnic cast within a movie, and they are trying to push this agenda. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with an Asian-based cast. I think there was only one Caucasian person in this film, or a couple. Again, they weren't the leads. They were more of a side character. But again, there is nothing wrong with having an Asian lead. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with having other ethnics in the movie as well as either a side lead or an antagonist or protagonist, whatever. But either way, would I watch this movie again? Yeah, I'd watch it again. If it gets on Disney Plus, yes, I will watch it again. Again, I like the one who played Katie. I think she's a good actress. I think she's funny, entertaining. I like Shang. I like the character. I like the Mandarin. I think he was a cool character. He was trying to do everything he can for his wife to bring her back, but unfortunately he was not able to. I think that his sister was a great character as well. I think the whole of this ancient society that's been enclosed was very interesting as well. Also finding out that, him and Katie are good drivers, but the whole scene where Katie's trying to drive within where the forest is closing in on them, that was a little unbelievable. I think that they could have done a little bit better on that, because again, we all know she's a great driver, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know. Like, how could she have that good instincts? And it just, I don't know. I don't know, guys. But either way, I did enjoy the film. I have to give it either a 7 or a 7.5. But what are your thoughts on this? Did you guys enjoy it? Let me know down in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing. Leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Click notifications so you guys are notified. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.